one of my friends told me that he tried to invite his girlfriend to role-playing games, and he couldn't. Like, he was talking to her about D&D, about, murder hobos, killing monsters and taking their stuff, and she didn't want to play. And one day they were visiting us. I said, hey, we can play some, I don't know, board games or role-playing games. And I brought the Quiet Year to the table. And he was surprised that she not only wanted to play it, but also she had fun.
Right.
Like, it was super weird to him. Like, why? What happened?
Well, there's lots of variables at work, and we all have stories. All 6 of us have stories about people encountering role-playing in different circumstances. My point to stay focused here, though, is instead of, I think you really hit it really well, Alexandra, when you said that one of the failings from my anecdote, one of the failures, was not to make it clear to her what the dice were for in that game. Mm-hmm. What do we do this for? And the usual answers, which is to simulate the probabilities of competence, we all know that's bullshit. We know the dice are for other things. And so the issue is, given what the dice are for, is this something you want to do? Is super important. I will bear in mind as well that this particular game, and remember, this is just one example, but this particular game, the game master was also very invested that it was going to turn into his fantasy novel. Right? So you can see that he was deeply invested at an aesthetic level of how things were supposed to eventually turn out from, chapter to chapter. Mm. And so you can see that's what I mean about the idea of when push came to shove, it was very hard for him. Well, it's kind of weird because in this game he was honoring the dice and the system, but there was a deep discontinuity with how he had kind of sold this to his girlfriend, that she was going to be the hero of his novel. Mm. Right? Which she was supposed to be. So you can see do you see all the weird unspoken stuff in this? I mean, there's so much.
Well, just the conflation of the 2 different types of media.
Right.
Is
yeah,
huge.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes that's just what you want.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's interesting because, I met my girlfriend. Laura?
Yeah, I remember Laura. Yeah.
Okay, we met together because we were role-playing together. So, and there was an interesting thing because, we weren't into this thing. So, the game we met was an online game that I set for a group like years ago. It was at that period, it was like play by forum. Okay. And the game was still open. She's laughing because she's hearing it. Right. Okay. The game was still open. So actually this game was finished. So, but she sent an email because she saw it on the website, and I was like, I could play this scenario again. So I had the scenario, okay. And it was some kind of neo-noir scenario. I used at that period World of Darkness system, which I cannot use anymore.
Right, but Gregory, focus. Yeah. Tell me where you're going with this. I mean, I'm interested.
Yeah, about about playing a hero or not. Okay, and how the system can help with this. Okay, and at the beginning I was like, oh, okay, let's play somebody who will win about knowing the truth about some noir mystery. Okay, and well, we met together, we talked, there was some kind of seduction into it, but it came really after. And so I wasn't used to say, yeah, maybe I'm gonna make her hero. But I've read Sorcerer during this game, okay? And for the last scene, when she discovered the antagonist, she found again a lover, like, this kind of noir scene when everything solves. I just say, oh, I've read something in the book. I'm gonna try the system, and we're gonna see where it leads. Okay, and I used the command system for Sorcerer, and it was the worst dramatic final we ever had. Like the lover's dead, the she's dead. I mean, so well, I don't remember why I say that, but I wanted to highlight how changing the system and just following the results could lead to a totally different stance that I played before, and I think that's emergent plot.
Right, but I think what's this again. I knew by bringing up that anecdote that so many interesting different aspects of role playing would happen. What I'm interested in talking about in this case, or investigating as much as I can for Manu's purposes, is what are we when we're dealing with people whom we are perhaps over invested in having a good time. If we're over invested in them liking everything, we feel like we are not only we're not only just enjoying this activity with them, we're introducing the activity. If they don't have fun, it's not just this one time that they didn't have fun. They're not going to like the medium. They're not going to like the activity. We're not just playing, we're ambassadoring. We are displaying. We are recruiting. We are, there's a lot of responsibility here. Don't fuck it up. You could lose one. You got one, right? Don't lose it. They're on the line, right? Manage that reel carefully. Manage your fishing, right? Manage the reel carefully. Let them play them out. Pull them in. Play them out. Pull them in. Don't let them snap the line. Don't kill them, right? And so I don't know if that's really a good situation to be in. There seems to be no alternative when you're in that situation to over controlling.
I think it's possible to do it right. I think people are too much thinking about that they have to recruit the
over investment, yeah,
and not to think to I think we don't think in categories like I have something fun and I would like to show it to you. You don't have to like it, right. But I will try to show you something nice, and it depends on you whether you like it or not.
That doesn't fit in geek culture very well at all.
I know.
Yeah, that's you gotta like it, and if you don't, then oh no, you don't like me, right? Oh no, it's oh my God,
I know.
We have to. We'll be better friends if we like the same things. Yeah. Zach, you told me long ago that you thought the whole geek social fallacies were kind of obsolete. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I don't think they're obsolete at all.
Maybe I don't remember the conversation, but maybe they just could have been updated for how the culture's evolved.
Yeah.
But then what you're saying is it's systemic in geek culture, and why it's ironic too, for a culture that.
If you pride yourself being weird, why must we all be alike? Right? I don't get it.
And there is one more thing. What Euron said with presenting Rollmaster to this new woman in game was that those guys wanted to recruit her to their own fun.
Right. You have to like it the way we like it. Yeah.
Yes. They weren't interested in showing her something she would find fun. among this role-playing game culture.
I completely agree. At the time, this was in the mid 80s, and I think that our collective understanding of what role-playing even was extremely narrow in the community that I was in. Not me. Right.
But it's similar right now. My women friends are constantly angry or annoyed that guys are talking about fighting, and I know those what's it called, combat stuff, and so on. And it's something that it should be known by them, what's called, those signs on the soldier uniforms, right?
Oh, right. Right. The big shoulder plates that they.
Yes. Right. So that we should know which symbol goes for mayor and which one is for general or something. Who cares? And in the same time, they are puzzled that they should know some games. They don't, because they don't care. And apparently one kind of gaming is the official one, and it's normal.
Right. Well, there's a whenever you enter a new subculture, there's going to be a lot of values and unspoken judgments and things that you encounter. And I'm not sure that's ever, that you can ever avoid that. But I really think you struck it correctly in that the enjoyment of that game way back when was supposed to be transferred from the game master to the player. And that there was very little sense that what she might like out of the activity. In many ways, I look back on it, and the harder he tried for her character to be important, the more and more he told her how to play the character. Right? And so because that he was effectively writing the book, right, just ahead of or just after each session. So So I mean, I can kind of see where his heart was. I mean, it's like the terrible sincerity of it all, right? The fact that he was so sincere in these desires was almost more tragic. So the thing I'm trying to say is that we talked about the game, right? What game do you choose to play with? And it seems so axiomatic. Don't play a game with someone in which things can happen that you're afraid they won't like. Just don't. Pick a game in which there may be many, many outcomes, but you're reasonably happy in yourself. Never mind them. Because we're talking about them, are we? We're talking about you being worried about what they like. So you look at this game and say, well, am I happy with anything that this system is capable of producing for this person? Am I happy with it? And if your answer is no, don't play that game.